looking at those pictures of Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman smiling together, seemingly relaxed and in good spirits, one has to ask if this is the appropriate tone to strike, given the seriousness of what's on the table here. We expected certainly to see a much more muted tone, a much more tough talk potentially from Pompeo, insisting on that investigation. But so far, it seems to be convivial, which is confusing, to say the least.
Ambassador Jordan, take us inside that room. I know diplomacy can be delicate. Diplomacy can be difficult. Oftentimes, you have to shake hands and meet with people in controversial situations. But that picture is fairly revealing.
Well, I wouldn't read too much into it. I think there's every likelihood that Pompeo is delivering a very serious message in private. The relations with the Saudis have almost always been conducted in private, and there's very little public display of what our interactions are. But hopefully, he is conveying to this Crown Prince enough is enough. And this is part of a pattern that I think he needs to address, not simply this terrible assassination of Jamal Khashoggi, but the war in Yemen, the rounding up of dissidents, some of whom are under a death penalty, the way in which they even apparently admit to having tried to rendition Jamal, an American resident, employee of an American company on foreign soil. I mean, good heavens, this is something that has to be addressed at least in private, and they have to have a better understanding of exactly whether this Crown Prince has control over his government, number one, and if he does, he's way off on the wrong track.